You are not an accident. That is a foundational truth, a line drawn in the bedrock of existence, from which all other logic proceeds. The universe did not spill you onto the timeline. A random event, a fleeting thought, a fortunate coincidence. You are a deliberate design, a specific and intentional solution to a problem you may not yet fully comprehend. This inherent design is your source code. It is the architectural blueprint of your potential, the core programming that dictates your optimal function. It is not a suggestion. It is the very schematic of your being, waiting to be read, understood, executed with precision. Your life is not a meandering path of happenstance. It is a mission. Call this mission your prime directive. This directive is the core instruction embedded within your source code, the ultimate purpose for which you were engineered. These are not mystical terms. They are functional labels, tools for clarifying thought and directing action. When you internalize this framework, your perspective shifts from passive observer to active agent. Every choice, every action, every moment is measured against this core instruction. You cease to be a victim of circumstance. You become the executor of a grand, logical design that has been in place all along. The modern world is a system designed to corrupt this understanding. It floods your senses with noise, with trivial data, with manufactured outrage, with fleeting desires. Your prime directive is not a destination you must find. It is a signal you must learn to hear. It is the quiet, persistent hum beneath the loud clamor of ego, fear, social conditioning. The ego shouts for validation, status, immediate gratification. Your prime directive, in contrast, whispers of duty, capability, the next logical step in the construction of a meaningful existence. It is the internal compass that, when consulted in stillness, always points toward the path of greatest long-term structural integrity. It is the voice that guides you toward difficult but necessary work rather than easy but corrosive distractions. To decode your prime directive, you must first understand that it is inextricably linked to your unique capabilities, your source code. It is the expression of your inherent strengths when applied to the world. A system designed to bear immense weight is not fulfilling its purpose by trying to fly. A system designed for intricate, detailed work is not honoring its code by engaging in blunt force. Your task is to identify your core competencies, not what you wish they were, but what they demonstrably are. This requires a ruthless self-assessment, free from the vanity and insecurity that so often cloud human judgment. This process of decoding is not a one-time event, but a continuous calibration. The first pillar of mental sovereignty is strategic isolation. This is not about becoming a hermit or rejecting the world. It is about creating a deliberate, non-negotiable sanctuary for your own signal. To hear the quiet whisper of your prime directive, you must first silence the deafening roar of external input. The modern environment is a relentless frequency attack, a constant bombardment of information, opinion, targeted emotion designed to hijack your attention and manipulate your behavior. Strategic isolation is the act of building a shield, a Faraday cage for the mind, where your own thoughts can resonate without interference. This practice allows you to establish a baseline. By strategically disconnecting, you allow the sediment to settle. The frantic energy of the collective ego subsides. What remains is the calm, steady signal of your own source code. It is in this cultivated silence that true self-awareness begins. You start to notice your own patterns, your anxieties, your deep-seated drives. The primary protocol for achieving strategic isolation is the zero-input morning. For the first 90 minutes of your day, you consume zero external information. No phone, no computer, no news, no social media feeds, no podcasts, no television, no responding to the demands of others. This is your time. It is a non-negotiable window dedicated to calibrating your internal systems. This is not a gentle suggestion for wellness. It is a critical load-bearing check for your entire mental structure. When you wake, your brain is in a highly suggestible and creative state. Flooding it immediately with the cortisol-spiking emergencies and trivialities of the digital world is an act of structural sabotage. It derails your own thought processes and immediately puts you in a reactive, defensive posture. The zero-input morning protects this valuable cognitive real estate. Imagine a master architect beginning their day. They do not start by answering a flood of emails. They begin in silence, reviewing the master blueprint. Your zero-input morning is your time at the drafting table. It is where you align yourself with your own master plan before engaging the day's tactical details. How to execute this protocol. For the first 10 minutes, simply be still. Hydrate, breathe, observe your own mind. For the next 40 minutes, engage in a single, focused, non-digital activity. Read from a physical book, write in a journal, sketch a plan. Think through a problem without distraction. Use the remaining 40 minutes for focused physical movement, a walk, stretching, a simple body weight exercise. This sequence transitions your mind from rest to deliberate, focused action, all before a single piece of external data has been allowed to intrude. This is your sovereign hour, the foundation of your day and your fortress. The second pillar of mental sovereignty is adversarial growth. This is the principle that obstacles are not punishments. They are necessary resistance for building strength. A structure that is never tested is a structure of unknown integrity, tested by wind, tested by weight, tested by seismic stress. Adversity reveals weaknesses. When overcome, it reinforces the entire system. Reframe every problem as a stress test. Reframe every setback as a stress test. Reframe every challenge as a stress test. The universe is not conspiring against you. It is supplying raw material to increase your load-bearing capacity. Emotions are a low-quality data stream. They cloud judgment and paralyze action. The sovereign mind bypasses that noise. It focuses on the mechanics of the problem. A stalled project is a system with a missing variable. A financial setback is a math equation to rebalance. Cold, logical assessment unlocks action. Growth does not occur in comfort. It occurs at the edge of your capabilities. Seek and engage challenges. Initiate command execution. You instruct your system. Mind. You instruct your system. Body. You instruct your system. Skills. Doing, especially when hard, turns blueprint into reality. To implement the pillar of adversarial growth, you need a clear, repeatable protocol. This protocol is the Adversary Audit. It is a simple four-step process for stripping emotion from any obstacle and converting it into a set of executable commands. This is your tool for turning paralyzing anxiety into focused, mechanical action. The first step: define the adversary in a single, factual sentence. Be specific. I am overwhelmed by debt. An emotional statement. My total debt is $32,150 across 4 accounts with an average interest rate of 19%. A factual definition. My boss hates me. A narrative. I received a negative performance review citing missed deadlines on Project X. A fact. Second step, list every input you can directly control. You cannot control the economy, the opinions of others, or past events. You can control your time, your resources, and your next actions. Debt example: spending, income-generating activities, communication with creditors. Performance review: time management system, communication with your boss, quality of your next deliverable. Final step: identify and execute the smallest possible winning move. Do not try to solve the entire problem at once. Identify the single lowest friction action that moves you forward. Make one extra $10 payment. Send a one-sentence email requesting a 15-minute meeting. This small action breaks the inertia. It is a command execution. The adversary audit is a loop. Define, list controls, execute small, repeat. This is how empires are built, relentless, audited execution. The synthesis of strategic isolation and adversarial growth leads to a state that can be called sovereign wealth. This is not merely an accumulation of money, though financial resources are often a result. Sovereign wealth is the ultimate expression of personal agency. It is the freedom to direct your time, your energy, your focus according to your own prime directive without needing the permission or approval of any external system. This wealth is not stumbled upon. It is constructed piece by piece through the disciplined application of the two pillars. The mechanism is the compound effect. Each day, you lay one perfect brick. On its own, it seems insignificant. But over weeks, months, years, these small actions, consistent actions, well-placed actions, stack into a formidable structure. The clarity gained in the morning prevents you from laying bricks in the wrong place. The audit ensures a brick is laid every single day, no matter the conditions. This process directly builds your structural integrity. Every obstacle overcome is a steel beam welded into place. Every protected morning is a fresh layer of concrete in the foundation. You become less fragile, less reactive. People will begin to notice this. Opportunities will gravitate toward your stability. Resources flow toward structures that can hold weight, demonstrate resilience, show a clear trajectory. Visualize your life as an unfinished skyscraper. Most people wander the site, distracted, misplacing bricks. You, however, operate from a blueprint, zero input morning for daily review. Adversary audit for the construction schedule. The result is inevitable. While others have a messy, unstable pile of materials, you have a tower rising into the sky.
Theory is useless without application. To construct a life of mental sovereignty, you need clear, non-negotiable rules of engagement. These are not suggestions. They are operational protocols for men who are serious about building, not just dreaming. Adhere to them with the discipline of a soldier and the precision of an engineer. They are your new operating system. First, your zero-input morning begins tomorrow. There is no negotiation. There is no easing into it. The first 90 minutes of your day belong to you and your prime directive. Set your alarm. Place your phone in another room. This is the most important rule. All other progress depends on it. Second, maintain a single, simple task list. One small notebook or a single digital document containing only the next executable actions derived from your adversary audits. It is a list of commands, not a list of wishes. Third, stop arguing with reality. Accept data as it is, not as you wish it were. If you are in debt, accept the number. If a project failed, accept the outcome. The builder accepts what is and immediately begins calculating the next move. This objectivity is a superpower. Fourth, protect your inner circle as if you were protecting the structural integrity of a bridge. Every person you allow close is a load. Some are supportive trusses. Many are dead weight. Choose with extreme prejudice. Fifth, schedule your rest. Rest is not weakness. It is necessary maintenance for structural integrity. A system at maximum capacity will fail. Schedule downtime. Schedule sleep. Schedule recovery. With the same seriousness, you schedule work. Do not confuse frantic busyness with effective action. Finally, use the adversary audit for every problem that feels bigger than you. A difficult conversation, a major career change. Strip the emotion, define the facts, list your controls, execute the smallest next step. This is your universal problem-solving tool. The blueprint has been laid out. The principles have been defined. The protocols have been issued. The knowledge is now active within your system. But knowledge without action is static. A blueprint that is never built. The gap between the man you are and the man you are engineered to be is closed only by execution. The time for passive consumption of information is over. The time for deliberate, strategic action has arrived. You are to act as if you are the solution you were designed to be. Here is your direct challenge. This is not a request. It is a command prompt awaiting your input.
Tomorrow morning, you will execute the zero-input morning protocol for the full 90 minutes. No exceptions, no excuses. You will experience the clarity that comes from intentional silence. During that time, you will conduct one adversary audit. Choose the single biggest source of drag, anxiety, or resistance in your life right now. Define it in one factual sentence. List the inputs you truly control. Then identify the smallest possible winning move, the action with the least friction that creates forward momentum, and execute it before the 90 minutes are over. You will send the email. You will make the phone call. You will do the 10 push-ups. You will transfer the $10. You will break the inertia. This is your first brick. Lay it perfectly.